What's going on, everyone? So, let's talk about the Luka news, right? I already see comments. Lakers Nation talked about this Luka news from Kevin O'Connor. And, people are in the comments like, oh, this is turning into as it stands Lakers. So, I'm known as like the clickbait trade guy, which I think is funny. Like, I've done this from the beginning, talked about all the trade news. It's what I enjoy. Dive into it. It's all just fun conversation at the end of the day. And again, like Lakers Nation said, it's news. Like, people act like it's just being made up. And it's not made up by us. Just like Laker Nation, just like myself, just like many other Laker channels out there. We're just taking the information that's out there and relaying it. Right? That's why a lot of people are like, oh, why do you and Laker Nation make like a lot of the same videos? Because we're both getting the same information from the same people, and we're just giving our thoughts and opinions on it. That's why people will watch a video on his and then watch a video on mine, because you get two different perspectives. And that's the beauty of it. That's why I don't look at it. I've even said on like live streams, I don't look at it as competition or anything like that. I look at it as a community filled with different perspectives, different ideas, different, takes on things. And that's why it's awesome, right? So let's dive into Luka things, since everyone, I wasn't even going to talk about it. I really wasn't. I saw the news this morning, and then everyone was just like, oh, this is as it stands Lakers. So I was like, okay, I might as well talk about it, right? So let's dive into it, right? Now, first off, right off the bat, right, you're going to have the people that are like, no way, Dallas would never let Luka go, Dallas would never trade Luka, all those things. But there have been a lot of players that way. Going back to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Wilt Chamberlain and, Charles Barkley, and you just go down the list. Like, there's lots of players. Kevin Durant leaving OKC and then leaving the Warriors, right? LeBron James leaving Cleveland, leaving Miami, right? Like, then you have the Laker ties, right? So people immediately go, no way, he's never going to the Lakers. Lakers think they're getting everybody. Yeah, because the Lakers seem to always get it. If I came on here and I was like, 10 years ago, right? 10 years ago, if I came on this channel and I was like, LeBron James is going to leave Cleveland again and go to the Lakers, people would be trying to cancel me. People would be telling me I'm loony, I need to be committed. Like, people would be talking like I just committed blasphemy, right? Like, it would just be a whirlwind of hate. And then if I said, oh, not only is LeBron going to be in a Laker jersey, but Anthony Davis is going to leave and join him, people's minds would explode. I'd probably be the most viral Laker YouTuber ever if that were to happen. So, again, like, you look at things like this, these situations, right? Dating back to Shaq. If before Shaq went to the Lakers, if I came on, obviously you didn't have that back then, but if I came on and was like, hey, Shaq is going to the Lakers, people would be telling me I'm delusional. This is why Laker fans are delusional. Look, is it unlike? Do I think it'll happen? Not necessarily, right? Dallas has already been in the finals. Dallas is committed to trying to get Luka there. I think as long as Dallas continues to keep Luka happy and trying to push for that championship, I think Luka will stick around, right? But to think that when LeBron retires, because that's the key. That's the thing that everyone's missing, right? Everyone's taking it as the Lakers are going to go trade for Luka right now. No. This is after LeBron leaves, maybe even after Anthony Davis leaves. This is like several years from now. LeBron's rise off the sunset, and they try to sign Luka. They try to convince Luka to come and sign with the Lakers. Something along those lines. Or, maybe they potential trade if Luka's like, I want out of here, send me to the Lakers, right? If he forces his way to the Lakers. But this is not Lakers are trying to trade for Luka right now. The Lakers even know that would be foolish. LeBron and Luka make zero sense. Right? That might actually be worse than Russell Westbrook, which is crazy to think and fathom. But it's not what this is about. This isn't about them trying to get him now. This is the next superstar, which the Lakers are going to get one way or another. It's the Lakers. There is a star out there right now that would come to the Lakers if he could be the main guy, right? Like, it's just, what star wants to come to the Lakers right now and be the third guy? Because you have LeBron, you have AD, or at best the second guy, right? Like, say, LeBron's number one, because LeBron, as long as LeBron's always on this team, he's going to be the number one option, right? So what star is looking and going, yeah, let me go to the Lakers with LeBron and AD, and I get to play third fiddle, right? Like, there's not many stars who want to do that. But when LeBron leaves, I do think there may be a star or two that goes, man, me and Anthony Davis might be able to do some damage, depending on where Anthony Davis is, 2-3 years from now, right? And then, especially when Anthony Davis leaves and departs. I mean, look at like after Kobe, right? Kobe was going through his farewell tour. I'm old enough to remember people saying like, this is it, Lakers are done, right? They're never going to win another championship, right? Lakers are never going to get another star. I enjoyed your run. That was it. You guys are trash, blah, 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 blah. And what was it, 2 years? 2 years later, LeBron comes to the Lakers, right? And then what was it, a year after that? Whatever, like Anthony Davis comes. Like, again, it's the Lakers. You got the endorsements, the money, the tech, the media. You got everything. I mean, I'm not even talking about the contract. I mean, you got the weather, the girls, the nightlife. You don't think that these 20-something-year-olds want to come to LA and make billions of dollars and, live their best? Like, come on, of course they do. Right? So, again, I've talked about this numerous times, not about Luka specifically, but I've talked about how the Lakers will be fine. Right? Like trading all the picks and all that stuff. I'm not really worried about that. I'm really not. Because, again, the Lakers are going to get that next wave. Could it take a year or two? Sure. Right? I don't necessarily look at it as like LeBron leaves and Luka immediately comes in. Right? Now, I'm not saying it's unlikely that LeBron leaves and Luka or another star immediately comes in. That could be very possible. Somebody could end up coming like, oh, okay, look, LeBron just retired. Like, let me go to Lakers now. It's always a possibility. But I think usually there's some type of cooling off period. And I think that what will happen is LeBron will leave. You'll probably have a year or two without another star. Maybe it's just solely Anthony Davis. Maybe we get lucky and, a Connect or a Reeves or not Reeves, a Christie or somebody like that kind of emerges, takes that next step over the next few years. Again, you never know, right? So that's my hope. But the idea of Luka coming to the Lakers, I know saying it sounds crazy, but if you look at the history of the Lakers, it's really not. It's really not crazy. Right? It's really not that far-fetched. Right? Again, I wouldn't bet on it. I don't think it's super likely. I don't think it's something that I'm like, oh, lock it in. Like, no, but it wouldn't shock me. Just like when LeBron went to the Lakers, it didn't shock me. Right? I was like, oh, yeah, okay. Like, let's go. Right? Just like when AD went to the Lakers. Just like when Shaq went to the Lakers. Just like when Kareem went to the Lakers. Just like when all these guys go to the Lakers. It's the Lakers. Right? The Lakers are, the reason they've always chased stars is because stars always want to come to the Lakers. They've always figured it out. They've always managed to go get that guy. Do you know how many Dwight Howard even, right? I know he was, technically the first go around he was, but he just stuck around for a year, was dealing with back surgery. But like Steve Nash, Dwight Howard, Metta World Peace, right? Like all Pau Gasol, all those guys were their guys on their respective teams at one point and ended up being a Laker. Right? And if I told you then that those guys were like Karl Malone and Gary Payton, if I would have said Karl Malone and Gary Payton would be a Laker one day, yes, it was in their later years, but still, regardless, people would have been like, absolutely not. Karl Malone is a Jazz for the rest, until he retires. Gary Payton ain't ever going to Lakers, right? No, he's not. And then guess what he did, right? Again, time and time again, stars come to the Lakers. Is Luka the next star? Maybe. Right? Again, I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't say that no way, no how. But I'm not going to come up here and be like, oh, lock it in, Luke. That's it. Luka's the guy. Like, I'd love it, right? But there's also questions, can a team win with Luka's style of play? Especially with what JJ wants to do and the type of game and type of offense and stuff that JJ wants to run. If he's still the head coach in 4 years, the Lakers get Luka. Luka is the offense, right? So does JJ pivot to that, or does he kind of try to get Luka to buy in, which that's not always easy, right? So I don't know. Like, again, it's a funny situation, but I had to talk. Like I said, I wasn't gonna talk about it, and then everybody was just like, "Oh, where's as it stands Lakers?" Right? Because I guess that's my thing, which I think is funny. Because again, I've talked about the trade news since I started this channel. I mean, I literally built the channel on Kyrie Irving, right? Like, we joke about it all the time in live streams and comments and all that stuff about how, like, dude, everyone needs to find their Kyrie, right? I found my Kyrie and I got lucky. And I think it's funny that, like, those videos get the most views, right? People are always like, stop talking about trades, talk about other stuff. And then I do, and they don't watch it. They don't even comment, right? But you watch you watch all the trade videos and you comment all the trade videos. I think it's funny. But I'm sure many of you that have been around on this channel know enough. I don't care. Like, I'm gonna talk about these I want to talk about. It's a fun channel. It's community. I think a lot of people forget this is just YouTube, right? It's not that serious. It's entertainment. It's fun. I'm not Fox News. I'm not CNN. I'm not one of these things. I am a fan. I am not an insider. I am not a reporter. I am none of those things. I am a fan like the rest of you watching that just loves the Lakers and enjoys talking about it. And I've been blessed enough to have an amazing audience. Whether you hate it, love it, whatever, you're still watching, you're still, engaging, and I appreciate that nonetheless. But yeah, I just thought it was funny. I was like, all right, I'm just going to talk about it now, right? Because I was just going to let it go. I was like, like if I make that video, I'm going to have to deal with a bunch of nonsense. So I was like, I'll leave it alone. But then everyone was like giving me nonsense anyway. So I was like, I might as well just make it. Might as well just talk about it, right? Like if I'm going to get it either way. So might as well capitalize on it. But anyway, I appreciate you guys. Like I said, whether you love it, whether you hate it, when there's more stuff to talk about and there's like impactful news, I'll talk about it like I always do, right? When we get some real news, I'll talk about it like we always do. Yes, sometimes I'll make trade videos that are just my ideas, that are my thing. It's also how, again, I had success. I was talking about Rui Hachimura literally when no one thought he was even an option, and like 4 hours later, we ended up landing Rui Hachimura, D'Angelo Russell, the Utah trade, like all these things. Like I've had some success in that regard on just my own personal ideas. But 99.99% of the time, people are like, oh, like you're just making stuff up. No, again, a simple Google search will bring up 99.9% of the content on this channel, just like Lakers Nation, just like anyone else. That's how it works, right? We're just relaying the information. But nonetheless, I appreciate you guys. Either way, let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you like the idea of Luka? Do you not like the idea of Luka? Do you think Luka, it's never going to happen? Do you think like, no, hey, look, LeBron, AD, right? You look at all these guys over the history, right? You never thought that they'd be Lakers. Again, it wouldn't surprise me. I don't think it's likely, but it wouldn't surprise me because, again, every player that we've thought is unlikely eventually comes to Lakers. It's crazy. So anyway, again, how you feel, whatever your thoughts are, love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.